Perfect. Perfect. Perfect.
The Philadelphia 76ers defeat the Detroit Pistons by a score of 124-106 at home on a Wednesday night. The Sixers now move to 39-26 overall and now sit at 29-2 at home on the season. They've now won 15 straight at the Wells Fargo Center. So I just got done recording, and as soon as I checked my phone, luckily, in time, I decided to go back and record this extra segment. So I just saw the NBA has suspended the season due to the coronavirus and Rudy Gobert and the Utah thing that I mentioned. Hopefully everyone's healthy. I want all of you to stay healthy out there, and hopefully they'll come up with a solution or what to do for this. I don't know, man, but we shall see what happens. Everyone be good and stay safe, man. Overall, the Sixers played a pretty solid game tonight. I am impressed with what I saw. I'm happy. Guys were contributing. Guys were moving around. I saw a lot of different aggression. A lot of different dudes taking advantage of the opportunities they were given tonight. And overall, this was a great game for the Sixers. We can start with Joel Embiid. 30 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, a plus 10. In his first game back after missing 5 straight with the injury. We got notice a few hours before that Joel would be available for this game tonight. I was happy because, it's been dry without him and Simmons. We'll talk about Simmons in just a second. But overall, this was the Joel Embiid that we appreciate. This is the one I love to see. He came out, he was down low in the post right from the jump, taking advantage of guys like Thon Maker, who are obviously barbecue chicken to Joel Embiid. He's too strong. I've been saying, he's way too strong. He can take anyone in this league. And right away, we saw that Joel Embiid was going to have one of those nights. He was probably fired up for his first game back, and he just took advantage of this one. And what a game from Joel Embiid. Now, alongside Joel Embiid, we saw Al Horford. Them two started together tonight. Obviously, something that, people like me still don't respect. I don't like the fact that Joel and Al are starting once again together. I don't like them playing next to each other. I'd rather have Al come off the bench and contribute, as the sixth man and still get starter minutes, but mainly come off the bench. But Al Horford, I got to give it up to him. Once again, another great game tonight, and I didn't really think I'd see a great stretch of games from Al Horford this season, but contributing 20, 10, and 6 tonight, a +4, 2 blocks that he had in the first quarter. Al was great. I saw him down low, getting his touches, taking advantage of things. Not only did I see him being more aggressive with the ball, but I saw different things tonight. For example, in the first quarter, I saw Joel Embiid at the high post. And Al Horford cut back door. Al Horford cut back door. Yes, those words were just said. Al Horford cut back door. I saw Al Horford, on offense setting good screens, setting a couple off-ball screens. This is what I wanted to see. This is what I need to see on a consistent night in, night out basis. Obviously, today, if you saw my previous video and if you've been listening, you heard how Jimmy Butler kind of, talked about the whole situation in Philly and how this team really doesn't and hasn't had an identity for the last couple years. And that's kind of what displeased them. Well, I think we're still trying to build upon that, but we need guys like this, like Joe and Al, the big dogs that we paid. We need them to perform like this. Al Horford had a great game. Now, I still saw things from Joe and Al on defense, despite the box score, that I still need to see improved. I see the Pistons still getting access to lobs. I see them, some plays, Al still doesn't move his feet and go up on defense, but that's a different scenario. And overall, they played well tonight. Obviously, there's still room for improvement, but over the last few games, Al Horford has had a good stretch. He's, the last 3 games now against the Kings, the Warriors, and now tonight. Now, we know the result wasn't exactly what we wanted, obviously, against the Warriors. That's still a disappointment. Still leaves a sour taste in my mouth, but overall, it's not really on Al Horford. He's playing well the last couple games, and this game, I wanted to see how he approached it with Joel coming back and, obviously with them starting and everything together. I wanted to see how he took advantage of his opportunities. And I'll give it up to him. Al played great tonight. Brett Brown had a pretty good night. Joel Embiid and Al Horford, I saw them start the game together. I saw them start the second half together as well. But overall, I liked the rotations with them too. I mean, I'd say after the first half of the first quarter and after the first half of the third quarter, I saw mostly them switching in and out. Al Horford was doing his thing, and then when he was tired, Joel Embiid would come in and do his thing. And Embiid just got better as the game went on. They were both hitting three-pointers. Now, obviously, as we know, this has been a tale of two different teams this year. At home, I mean, they look like they can hit shots. Embiid knocking down threes. Al Horford was 8 for 11 from the field, 4 for 6 from behind the arc. We know we're not going to see that every night, and we need to see more of that on the road. But the big alpha dogs, they need to be doing their thing, and obviously these guys were hitting shots tonight. Al, 20 points, Joel, 30. Tobias didn't really have a strong night. He was kind of the third man tonight. He had 15 points. He was 5 for 14 from the field, 1 for 7 from the arc. Not too good. Still need to see improvement out of him, but that happens. We know Tobias is inconsistent. Josh Richardson, his first game back from injury as well. He was a plus 11, but, overall just contributing 8 points. Nothing special. Obviously, I do appreciate his defensive intensity. Shake Milton was 5 for 11 tonight. 1 for 4 from behind the arc. 12 points. Shake, man, I mean, he's been on a tear lately. Now, the last couple games, and I've alluded to this, I do not like the aggression I'm seeing from Shake Milton right now. I want to see the ball in his hands more, whether that's the system or just him himself. I know he's starting to get different looks thrown at him, and when we're playing teams like this, obviously we are oversized and we are outmatching them, so we have to get the ball down low. But I still want to see Shake take more shots because, honestly, in real time, if you look at his statistic over the last week or two, he really is not missing that much. Shake Milton is knocking down shots, and I just want to see him continue to be more aggressive. And if and when Ben Simmons comes back, I really am considering that we should look at putting Shake in the starting lineup because of how he is shot and how he has played. I don't want to forget Matisse Thybulle. What a freaking night for Matisse. He had 9 off the bench and an assist and 3 steals. Matisse Thybulle was all over the court tonight. His defensive presence is what sticks out to me. I think I saw 2 plays where Matisse stole the ball from the point guard up top and drove it all the way down the court for a nice dunk. He had another nice slam, I think it was in the third quarter, where he went up with one hand and in midair. He went up to dunk that. Was it one hand or two hand? He went up and he went to dunk it, and then he switched in midair. I think he was going up one hand and switched to 2 hands and slammed it down. I loved his aggressiveness. But again, Matisse Thybulle got 18 minutes tonight. These guys got significant minutes. Al had 29. Joel 27. Tobias 29. Shake Milton 28 minutes. This is the type of rotations that we need. Furkan played 21 minutes. He had 17 points off the bench. Great shooting night from Furkan. 5 for 7 from the field. 3 for 4 from beyond. Plus 15 for Furkan Korkmaz. He shot great. I think the 20-minute mark, maybe a little bit less, is what I want to see from Furkan on a regular night. Come the playoff time, we're going to need his shooting. Obviously, he's a liability on defense. But I need to see more consistency out of him. He's been a little dry the last couple games, but tonight he shot well, and I'm happy about that. Alec Burks went 1 for 5 tonight, contributed 7 points, but he was a plus 17 overall. I liked Alec Burks' aggression. I saw him driving, and that was another thing as a whole collective unit. The Sixers, especially like Joel Embiid, he was 10 for 12 from the free throw line. This team was aggressive. They said Joel was 6th in the league in terms of free throw attempts per game, and that's what we need every single night. We need him to be strong down low, and even if he misses the bucket, it's usually going to result in a foul because he's just simply too large. He's too big. I saw Alec Burks coming off pick and rolls and trying to take shots. Saw him trying to drive sometimes. Made a couple bonehead decisions, but overall, these guys played smart, played well. How about Mike Scott, a plus 14 off the bench? I saw him elevate on Khyri Thomas. That was probably my favorite play of this game. Mike Scott, I didn't even know the dude could still do this. He's getting up there in age. I'm like, This looked like college Mike Scott to me. He drives down the lane. I'm like, no, he cannot. Mike Scott, this isn't Mike Scott, is it? And he goes up and he elevates on Khyri Thomas, who tries to take a charge. Get that out of here. What was even better was the celebration he did after, the hand sanitizer celebration. That was pretty cool. Joel Embiid taunting the guy. I don't know how he didn't get teed up for that. He got another tee in this game, but it was so soft. I mean, they were just weren't even arguing. They were just messing around with each other. And anyway, I love that. And obviously during the game, I saw the Jazz and Thunder get postponed because of the potential coronavirus. So things are getting scary. I don't know if we're going to continue these games. They said they're going to make a decision sometime this week, I believe. But overall, that Mike Scott celebration was funny, and way to elevate by Mike Scott. I was impressed with how everyone as a collective unit played tonight. It was a good flow in the offense. Like I said, Brett, it was great rotations tonight. We didn't see Raul Neto. I was so happy about that. I mean, he's had a good stretch the last couple games, but I don't understand. Like, that's one thing I still don't understand. If Raul Neto, he doesn't play a minute tonight, the last couple games he's done all right. He's getting 20 minutes a game, and we don't see him 1 minute tonight. I'm not saying I want to see him, but it doesn't make sense to me. Just because Joel Embiid came back, Raul Neto now doesn't get any minutes. I've been saying he's not going to be a part of this playoff roster down the stretch, so why give him minutes? Tonight, what we saw from Neto tonight, no minutes, should be what we see every night. But all the guys, like these guys on the bench, like I said, Burks and Korkmaz, Thibault, all around that 20-minute mark. I was really impressed. Glenn Robinson, the third, had 17 minutes. Mike Scott, 19 minutes. Obviously, that'll get diminished once we get our guys back. But overall, I think they all played well as a unit. Speaking of guys coming back, Ben Simmons, as we heard, will be reevaluated in 3 weeks now. My first opinion to that is that it is not looking good. When the Sixers try to say things like this and I watched the press conference, they don't try to go into too many details. Usually that means that they're trying to not take the burden right away. They're trying to be secretive with it. And I've seen it too many times from this organization. Maybe it's just my inner Philly, but I'm just not feeling well about that situation. They're asking him questions about surgery and different shots he took, and he doesn't want to really answer anything, dancing around the questions. In 3 weeks, I think we'll have like 7 games left in the season, they said. So I'm hoping we get an update then. I'm hoping he comes back for the playoffs, because just overall what I noticed tonight, even though we played well, this team is just not the same with Ben Simmons. The tempo's not there. I mean, we all look like we're freaking big men on the court when Ben Simmons is not there. The tempo is just so much different. And I don't think it'll survive in a playoff series. I mean, we need Ben Simmons on both sides of the ball. So I'm hoping he comes back, but right now I'm just not feeling well about that. Overall, for the Pistons, I mean, only guy I really saw making moves was Christian Wood, the former Sixer. He went 14 for 18 from the field. What a game for him. 32 points, 7 rebounds, couple assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. I mean, dude was balling out tonight. And I mean, he went from undrafted to, becoming pretty much a solid rotation kind of dude. I know he's played off the bench this year, but he's earning himself some dollars in the future. He's played well. Overall, everyone else, I mean, the Pistons were down so many dudes. Reggie Jackson just got waived the other week. Blake Griffin's having surgery. Drummond got traded. D. Rose is hurt. Luke Kennard's hurt. I mean, overall, the Sixers play well. I like how they played, but then again, this is the Detroit Pistons. They are scrubs. They're not good, okay? So I don't want to get too overhyped about this game. Obviously, you can take away the positives, which I'm trying to do here in a stretch at this point in the season where it's hard to be confident. But this was the Pistons. I mean, the Sixers putting up 124 points, they should do that against these kind of teams. So, I mean, great game. But overall, I need to see this night in, night out. And more importantly, the Sixers are 29-2 at home. I need to see this on the road. That will be the challenge of this team. Can they win games on the road? That will be the true test, especially come playoff time. That's really what will determine how far this team goes and if Ben Simmons is healthy. I thought that throughout this game, like going through the first quarter, The Sixers they were going back and forth with the Pistons, but after the first quarter, for the most part, the Sixers took control of this game, and there really wasn't any looking back. I mean, in the third quarter, I think, with 2 minutes to go, the Pistons had cut it to 9. I was getting a little nervous. The third quarter Sixers were coming around, but overall, we held on, we did our thing, and in the fourth quarter, we just exploded. Embiid went off, helping them get to 30 points. A great game for him, like I said, and overall, the Sixers shot 50.6% tonight, over 42% from 3, while the Pistons shot 46% from the field and 31% from 3. That was the shooting, especially from long range, was where this game was made. The Sixers outclassed them in pretty much everything. Like I said, guys took advantage of their opportunities. I enjoyed everything I saw, but we got to keep it going. We got to stay in this groove. After that disappointing loss on Saturday night, a lot of attention shifted off the Sixers. But now is the time to go on a little streak, get in your groove, just kind of learn the identity of what this team is going to be. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but that's their job to figure out. Let's stay healthy. These guys got to stay healthy, and they got to keep it going. Let me know down below what you thought of tonight's game and everything overall in general, from the Jimmy Butler thing, to Ben Simmons, to Joel Embiid, and Al Horford playing well together. Let me know it all down below. I appreciate you all. Thank you for stopping by. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.
Perfect.